What if I told you there's a laser engraver out there that costs less than a nice dinner for two, and can cut through plywood like butter? The AtomStack Swift might just be the most affordable way to get into laser engraving in 2026, with prices starting at just over $100. This machine is aimed squarely at beginners and hobbyists, people who like to make custom gifts, personalized leather goods, or small craft projects without breaking the bank. If that sounds like you, stick around. If you need production speeds or industrial cutting power, this probably isn't your machine, but you still might pick up some useful info. Welcome back to Engineering. I've been putting the Swift through its paces for the last month, cutting wood, engraving leather, and testing its limits on slate and even steel. And I've got a lot to share. Some of it good, some of it, well, there's one thing about this laser that genuinely frustrated me. And no, it's not the cutting power. Whether you're a complete beginner looking to start your laser journey or a seasoned maker hunting for a budget backup machine, you'll want to know exactly what you're getting into before you hit that buy button. Before we begin, this Swift laser engraver was provided for me to review by AtomStack. As with all of my reviews, they aren't paying me for this review, and everything I say is my own honest opinion after using this laser for the last month. My videos do have affiliate links in the description, so if you're interested in anything you see in any of my videos, from laser engravers, materials, or accessories, you can use those links for the latest discount codes. You can save yourself some money and help support our channel. We appreciate it. The AtomStack Swift is a benchtop diode laser engraver. The diode laser uses a 455 nanometer wavelength laser, making it a visible blue laser light. Diode lasers are perfect for cutting and engraving natural materials like wood, leather, and stone, as well as black acrylics and coated aluminum. Since diode lasers are blue light, they do not work well on transparent materials like clear acrylic or untreated glass without a marking compound or coating. We'll dive into all of the test results later. The star of the show is the Swift's laser module. The Swift comes in a 7-watt and a 12-watt version, and I have the 12-watt version with me today. At the top of the laser module is the cooling fan, which blows through the module to cool the diodes and help clear away smoke. On the front is a red plastic window, which gives you visibility of the laser while it cuts. The diode lens is not in the center of the module, which makes trying to eyeball alignment difficult. I ended up drawing lines on the outside to tell me where the lens is located, so I could more easily position the laser. The Swift doesn't come with an air assist compressor or air nozzle. There is an opening in the laser module for an air assist hose, so it would be easy to add air assist as an upgrade. Setting the focus was very easy. Turn the focus knob on the side of the laser to extend the probe, and then lift the lever on the x-axis. Slide the laser module down until the focus probe rests on your material. Then you can tighten the laser module lever and retract the focus knob. Very easy, and it takes just a second. When the laser is in focus, the module is very close to the material you are cutting. Normally that's good. It allows the fans to more effectively blow away the smoke. However, that can cause clearance issues. Any protrusion from the surface could make contact with the module, like this button on this leather bracelet, the hold downs on the Honeycomb Bed, or the arms of the rotary chuck. So just be aware of clearance issues so that it doesn't knock your material around. The Swift has a 300 by 300 millimeter working area. The X and Y axes are belt driven and run on rubber V-slot wheels on the extruded aluminum frame. The front and back frame are injection molded plastic. This makes the Swift incredibly lightweight and easy to pick up and store out of the way when not in use. At the front we find the power input, a USB Type-C port to connect to your computer, a USB Type-A port for the various optional accessories, and the power button. The Swift can support a number of AtomStack's accessories. The first would be the F2N Honeycomb Panel. This provides a nice work surface to hold your material while allowing good ventilation and, more importantly, protecting your benchtop from the laser. The Swift doesn't come with any work surface, so a honeycomb panel would be a good day one purchase. The panel is 325 by 325 millimeters, perfect for the Swift's 300 by 300 millimeter work area, and it holds a 12-inch by 12-inch sheet of plywood perfectly. The included push clamps help secure your material so it can't move around. The Swift supports AtomStack's Rotary Attachments, the R6 roller for cylindrical objects like tumblers and bottles, and the R8 chuck for irregular shapes like cups, spheres, and rings. Both have adjustable tailstocks to help support your workpiece, and they come with USB, 4-pin, and 6-pin cables, making them compatible with many other laser brands. That's a nice touch if you ever expand your workshop. The Swift comes partially assembled in a surprisingly small package. In the box you get the partially assembled frame, the laser module, power adapter, USB cable, a set of hex wrenches, and the manual. That's it, no frills. The X-axis and both Y-axes come with a belt pre-installed, so all you have to do is screw in the 4 screws to connect the frame pieces together, and then add in the rod to connect the left and the right Y-axes together. And finally, Finally, you just need to plug in the motors, end stops, and the laser module. The cables come nicely wrapped in cable sleeves, which is nice. The assembly is done in under 10 minutes, so let's talk about actually using this thing, starting with the software. The Swift can use any Gerbil compatible software, like AtomStack Studios or LightBurn. AtomStack Studio is free and surprisingly packed full of features. It has all of the configurations for their engravers built in, as well as an extensive material library with preset parameters, so you just need to select your material and thickness and it'll have a pretty good baseline setting. If you've never used a laser before, expect to spend an afternoon running test cuts and learning the software. By day 2, you'll be making real projects. AtomStack Studios has design tools for creating your own designs with shapes and text. You can also browse their library of designs and pull them into a project with a single click. They also have material test patterns, which makes it easy to find the right speeds and feeds for your materials. And it has a few nice to have features, like barcode or puzzle generators. I really like the puzzle generator. It'll engrave an image and then cut the puzzle pieces out. Very nice. LightBurn is my favorite software for laser engravers. It is a paid software, but I think that it is very much worth the license price. LightBurn has a number of tools which I find very helpful, including material test patterns, and LightBurn worked well with the Swift. Normally, I'd recommend people jump straight into LightBurn, but I liked AtomStack Studio enough to say that new users should try AtomStack Studio first. And if you find yourself outgrowing AtomStack Studio, or you pick up non-AtomStack lasers, then that would be the time to upgrade to LightBurn. Both AtomStack Studio and LightBurn work with the Rotary Attachments. They are easy to enable, and the manual contains all of the steps per millimeter settings. The only thing to look out for is the mirror rotary setting. If you have the rotary chuck on the right side, you'll need mirroring off. But if you have the chuck on the left side, then you'll need to select mirroring. If you get it wrong, your image will be reversed, but it's easy enough to fix. Laser engravers are dangerous, especially non-enclosed benchtop engravers like the AtomStack Swift. It only takes one stray reflection of the powerful 12-watt laser to fry your retina. And this is where one of my concerns with the Swift comes in. The Swift does not come with any laser goggles for eye protection, which I think is borderline negligent for a class 4 laser. The red window on the front of the laser module does add a layer of protection, but it's still very easy to see reflections around the side or in the bottom of the Honeycomb panel. I would highly recommend picking up a pair of OD4 Plus goggles rated specifically for 445 to 455 nanometer wavelength blue diode lasers, and always to wear them when around the laser, or pick up an enclosure and solve the problem for everyone around the laser. The AtomStack Swift is a pretty quiet laser. I was getting about 60 to 62 decibels from a foot away while it was engraving. Alright, enough talking about the specs. Let's see what this laser can actually do. Wood is a diode laser's favorite material, and the Swift handles it well. Running my test patterns on 3mm plywood, I was cutting in a single pass at around 500mm per minute. AtomStack Studio's default 3mm birch setting is 400mm per minute, so they are a bit more conservative with speeds. 500mm per minute is pretty good for a 12-watt laser without air assist, and adding air assist would speed things up a bit more. Engraving speeds also look good at the Swift's max advertised speeds of 10,000mm per minute. Darkening of the edges is always my big concern with engravers without air assist. The Swift does show a slight amount of darkening around the edges of deep engravings, like the text on this living hinge, but the individual cut lines are very clean, and they don't show the same darkening, which is great. My kerf tests show a kerf offset of only 0.03mm, which lines up very closely with AtomStack's advertised 0.08 by 0.04mm compressed spot size. This is a very finely focused laser, especially for a 12-watt diode. You can create some awesome designs that fit together perfectly knowing the kerf offset of the laser. That fine dot size allows for excellent engraving. It's easy to overdo it and engrave with 2-inch power, but dialing it back you can get some pretty good picture engravings. And I love the puzzle mode in AtomStack Studio software. The results are fun. Diode lasers cannot cut clear acrylic, but they do work well on black acrylic. I was cutting 3mm black acrylic in 2 passes at 300mm per minute. These 3D print log keychains look great. Leather also works well on the Swift. This test bracelet engraves cleanly. However, this is the first engraver that I've noticed deeper engravings at the start and the end of each line. It made me aware that my test file for leather had no overscanning enabled, so that would explain that. Overscan lets the laser reach full speed before it actually starts engraving. You'll want to make sure your profiles have overscan enabled. Slate is still one of my favorite materials to engrave with, and the AtomStack Swift had great results with these Slate coasters. Consistent engraving over the surface. While the Swift cannot cut metal, it can engrave off coatings like from these aluminum business cards, and it made pretty quick work of the cards, and they came out well. The Swift can give some pretty good results on stainless steel. While it doesn't engrave into the surface, by varying the power and line interval, you can get various colors of oxides to form on the surface. With the Swift, I was able to get nice blues, purples, and oranges to form. My first test was using 2.5% overscan, and that wasn't nearly enough. You can see here how each box showed a different color on the left and right sides as the laser accelerated and decelerated. I ran the test again with 5% overscan, and while it was an improvement, it wasn't enough to eliminate it. The Swift must have pretty low acceleration settings. This just means you may need slightly higher overscan values than you used to, especially for stainless color marking. So who should buy the AtomStack Swift? Beginners who want an affordable entry point into laser engraving, hobbyists who don't need air assist or an enclosure right out of the box, and makers who want something lightweight that they can store away between projects, and smaller sellers who want to test the waters before investing in a more serious machine. The 12-watt laser gave great results, cutting through 3mm birch plywood at a respectable 500mm per minute. Assembly was a breeze. I was up and running in under 10 minutes. And I was pleasantly surprised by AtomStack Studios. It was plug and play with the Swift, and the built-in tutorials walked you through the first time setup without any headaches. Now, the Swift is pretty bare bones. No work surface to protect your table, no air assist, no enclosure or camera. But my biggest complaint, it doesn't come with safety glasses. There's no eye protection included, which I think is borderline negligent for a class 4 laser. Do yourself a favor. If you're considering the Swift, please pick up a good pair of laser goggles. Not frying your eyes is worth the extra 25 bucks. The good news is the Swift supports most of AtomStack's accessory lineup. You can add in their air assist compressor, the R6 roller, or the R8 chuck for rotary engraving, and a honeycomb bed to protect your work surface. So there's a clear upgrade path as your skills and needs grow. The AtomStack Swift 12-watt laser engraver is on sale for $169 at the time of recording. And if you don't need that much power, the 7-watt version is only $119. That is an incredibly low price, putting the Swift as one of the least expensive benchtop laser engravers on the market. With the savings, you can pick yourself up a nice set of safety goggles. You can save yourself even more money by picking up the Swift in a bundle. The 12-watt air assist bundle is $239, and the rotary attachment bundle is $329, and the all-in-one bundle with both rotary attachments and air assist is only $359. That is a big savings compared to purchasing the rotary attachments or air assist separately. AtomStack also sells the Honeycomb panel for only $40. Prices can fluctuate, so I'll have the current links and bundle options down in the description. If you're a hobbyist, a small Etsy seller, or just someone who wants to personalize gifts for friends and family without spending a fortune, the AtomStack Swift hits a sweet spot of affordability and capability. Just promise me you'll grab some safety goggles or an enclosure along with it. So thank you all for watching my review of the AtomStack Swift. If you found this helpful, a like and subscribe really does help the channel. Drop a comment below. What would you make first with a laser like this? I've got plenty more projects and reviews in the works, so I'll see you all in the next one.